Мне детки это очень любят.
Да, вы когда меня фотографировали, все было расплывчато. И тогда тоже.
You all right today?
Doing well. How about you?
All right. What are we gonna do? Everybody okay here? What we're gonna do first is start you with a movie, all right?
Okay, listen.
So we're gonna start you with a movie. This will give you a history of Huntsville and the depot. This is a little history, all right?
15 минут будет фильм по истории Хансвелла и этого.
It'll last for about 12 minutes.
1912 года. Как он бы выглядел?
We've got three guys. We got Andy, John, and Horatio. Andy sells you your ticket.
Энди продает билеты.
He can tell you who's coming in on the next train.
И он может сказать, кто приезжает на следующем поезде к вам.
This is John. John is a telegrapher.
Джон телеграфист.
So there were telephones in 1912.
Телефоны были.
But the technology wasn't very good. So you could misunderstand words. So railroad business wasn't conducted by the phone. Everything was conducted by the telegraph.
Все было по телеграфу, передавалась информация, а не по телефону.
When John worked here long enough, he could tell you who was sending the message by what they call the swing or the rhythm of the key. So he could tell you if it was John or Joe or Jim sending the message by the rhythm of the key.
Он по почерку узнавал, кто посылает сообщение.
Now, we would have trains that would come by here that wouldn't be scheduled to stop.
И здесь будут поезда проезжали, которые не останавливались.
So they would use a piece of equipment like this.
Вот это использовали.
Really, this should come off very, very easy. So you put it like this and it should come off. But they have this glued on now. But, you know. So John would take down the message. He would write the message down, fold it up, put it on this little thing like this. And that would be the message.
Он записку напишет, поставит на эту веревочку.
Then he or somebody at the depot would stand out like this.
И вот так вот будет стоять.
When the train came by, the conductor or the engineer would reach out, grab the message, know what he was supposed to do without the train having to stop.
И поезд проезжает, и там забирают эту записку, и поезд не останавливается, он будет знать дальше, что делать.
Now, instead of grabbing with your hand because you might lose a finger or you might break your hand, the railroad wanted you to make a fist, put the fist through here, and catch the message in your arm that way. That way your hand was okay, your fingers were okay, and you had the message in your arm here, so you know what to do next. Now, the third guy that we have working here is Horatio. Horatio is an engineer, or an engineer. He would move trains around in the yard, might take a train for a very short trip. So one of his most important jobs was to make certain that all the wheels on all of the cars and all of the engines that left the yard here were well oiled.
Главное, что он делал, он смазывал все колеса всех паровозов и всех вагонов.
Otherwise, you get out on the track and there would be friction. Friction would create sparks. Sparks could catch the grass beside the tracks on fire or the engines themselves on fire, or the cars themselves on fire. So it's very important. His job is very important.
А иначе мог бы пожар случиться от иска. И это было важно очень. Смотри, дядька с вами будет разговаривать. Идите сюда.
When we transfer cash like this, it's called the funds by rail system.
Old Andy not only handles the money and the tickets, he can probably even tell you who's coming in on the 225 a week from Sunday.
And John Hamilton, we call him Sparks. can tell you where your train is right now. He's off the lake with her. I'm catnapping. And over there is the engineer Horatio Clark. He's waiting to take over the Jones Wheeler. I always down there. How do you like our fancy life? Use electricity. Sure, it's easier on the eye. Yes, but it's what it's easy to do. Now, look to be live in 1912. Rocket. Now, heading for Chattanooga. The extra 356 East will be along in about 5 minutes. Right, Fox?
Yes, sir. She left Madison right on schedule.
Do you folks know we should talk with you? Hope you didn't bring any boll weevils with you. Those dad-burned boll weevils nearly wiped out the cotton crop last year. Looks like this year is going to be just as bad. Sure has hurt our freight business.
Sure has hurt this whole town.
If any of you folks know a way to get rid of them, you can get rich quick. Now, you need to get your tickets ready so they let you on the train. You know, times they aren't changing. Why, before Samuel Morse invented the telegraph, there was no way to keep track of trains. But these days, telegraph operators like Sparks over there send and receive train orders all day long.
Anyone need to send a wire today? No? Whew, been a busy day. We usually get 6 to 12 trains through here, but they put on a couple of extra breaks. There's a big haul of coal coming through from the Cumberland Mountains heading for the Mississippi. You know, folks ask why we don't just call up and down the line on the telephone here instead of using the telegraph. Well, it's really easy to misunderstand what someone says on the telephone. I mean, freight and H or one and ton could easily get mixed up, right? Yes, when you're dealing with people's lives, you can't make mistakes.
Well, that was
Every train order is sent by telegraph, letter by letter. We do use the phone, but not to relay the important information.
Now, when Sparks was just young, and he'd come in here and sit for hours on end, watching old map work with that clacker.
That's how I learned Morse code and how to operate the equipment. Some people take correspondence courses. You know, you soon get to recognize the swing or the rhythm on the key with every man and woman on the line. Oh, this might be word on your train.
Don't know what we do with all that telegraph. But most people think the real romance of railroad is out on the rail. One young boy has the engine command and the throttle of a thundering locomotive. He gets to be an engineer like Horace. Man usually serves first in the fireman.
Hard job. Stoking that coal fire and controlling the boilers.
Now, time to wake up that lady on Sparks. The Joe Wheeler's due in half an hour.
Right. Horatio! Hey, Harris!
They're trying to wait for
Oh, there you are.
He drinks that order just like a baby.
I've seen you back that old clacker a good night a time or two.
Well, guess we kind of get attached to the tools of our trade.
We sure do. Why, I had a little engine a while back that was the sweetest, smoothest running baby. She was a 440. The folks, that means she had 4 small idle wheels up front, 4 big drive wheels. That's what this is for. This oil keeps those wheels running as smooth as silk. Believe me, folks, no engine leaves the depot without a good oil of wheels and a thorough check of brakes and coupling. With Horatio Clark at the throttle, you're in good hands. Good enough to take a leg of Teddy Roosevelt's train when they whistle stop for air. Can't understand why he decided to run for president again. Yes, he still has work to do. What was it he called the presidency?
We're going to go outside there now.
Roosevelt was the one who said, railroads are arteries through which the commercial life of the nation flows. But I'm not sure.
Здесь была во время этой войны гражданской, здесь была тюрьма, здесь держали пленных.
Huntsville was captured during the Civil War, and this is when Huntsville was captured, so you have the blue soldiers out back.
И Хансвилл был захвачен северянами во время гражданской войны. И вот там лагерь военный показан.
This is the building where we are here. This is this
Это здание,
building.
в котором мы сейчас находимся, вокзал.
That building there, if you go out back, you'll see a building that's partially burned out over there. That's
Это здание, там, и вы сейчас выйдете на улицу, вы увидите, он сгорел, пожар в нем был не так давно. Наполовину сгоревший.
This is the roundhouse. It was where that building is over there, where the visitor center is. The visitor center is built on top of where the roundhouse was. That was a 13-bed roundhouse.
Вот это вот круглое здание, его сейчас нету, сейчас центр для визиторов находится на его месте.
And then they had two buildings where they made carts for the locomotive and they made passenger cars and boxcars here.
И в тех двух зданиях делали запчасти для паровозов и также строили пассажирские вагоны.
This is the old venerable hotel. The depot owned this hotel and it was right over there.
А это старая гостиница, вокзал, эта компания владела этой гостиницей, он был через дорогу.
And it burned down in 1900 and they didn't need it so they didn't build it back.
И в 1900 году оно сгорело в пожаре, его не перестраивали.
Now, when the UN Army captured this building, they captured Confederate soldiers. Confederate soldiers were sent up to the third floor where they were kept in prison up there for 10 days. One of the things they did up there was to put graffiti on the walls. So there's graffiti on the walls on the third floor that goes all the way from 1862 to about 1940.
Когда северяне захватили Хансвилл, они сделали здесь тюрьму на третьем этаже. И здесь держали южан, солдат. И если вы хотите, на третьем этаже можно увидеть на стенах то, что они писали еще в 1862 году.
This over here, if you want to look, this is the largest piece of graffiti up here. This goes from 1862. It's called the Peace Dove. So you can see from here to here,
Голубь мира
it's about 5 feet long.
Да, 5 футов.
From here to here is about 3 feet tall.
Головка, видишь, и он крыло, и хвост. They were asking what are those red tape pieces for?
We have like a scavenger hunt. We have groups that come up and we have to look for certain things. So this is where we put things for them to look for them to find. This is to point out things to the folks.
Это получается большая часть Хансвилла была железной дорогой.
Дела со времен войны еще.
На Свете?
Со времен гражданской войны.
There were maybe two things interesting about this. A man was up here and he put his name up here, and then after he got killed in the war.
Можно вас сфотографировать? Раз, два, три. А я вас. Мечтаешь, да? Да не просто...
Wave to your parents.